with their cameras to capture the moment. After hours of waiting, Mr. Ozekome appeared, held high amidst singing and dancing. With tears of joy, he told journalists about his experience. He said his release was made possible by God, but he is saddened over the loss of security persons killed while on the mission to rescue him.
The experience was one of horrendous tragedy. It was horrific, to put it mildly. We were psychologically tortured.
Mr. Ozekome, who suddenly became a mouthpiece to his abductors, explained their grievances to include unemployment and greediness on the part of the political class.
They complained that the entire wealth of the nation has been cornered by less than 1% of Nigerians, 170 million people, and that the vast majority of Nigerians are suffering.
He listed other steps the government should take to tackle the crisis of governance in the country.
I therefore call upon the federal government of Nigeria to institute an amnesty program for this very volatile, very angry, very desperate youth of Nigeria.
Asked whether he paid any ransom, here was his response.
A hunter does not narrate details of his encounters during his odyssey in the forest.
Despite the ugly experience of Mr. Mike Ozekome, the good news is that he's been finally released to his people. The atmosphere is fully charged and the celebration continues. Kelvin Obeten, Channels Television News.
Now, Kaduna State has been listed alongside Bauchi, Gombe and Plateau as areas in danger of flooding this month. Addressing a news conference in Abuja, the Director General of the Nigeria Meteorological Agency, NIMET, said the areas are already saturated and heavy rains could result in severe flooding. Residents in other states were not let off the hook. They were asked to be watchful in terms of excess rainfall in the month of September.
A pitiable situation for these people who have been left in the cold in counting their losses. The disaster resulting from 20 hours of rainfall took them by surprise, and now they are homeless and don't know where to go from here.
Flooding, ladies and gentlemen, is not it's usual to occur. But what is worrisome is if it occurs at such a large scale, and those large scale many a time will be due to people doing the wrong thing in terms of the environment. We may have another peak within September, so we should still be very, very watchful in terms of excess rainfall. The other outlook we want to highlight for September is that Bauchi, Gombe, Jos, Kaduna area are already saturated. The soils in those areas are already saturated. And what that means is that any heavy rain may lead to high runoff and therefore may result to flooding.
When News Track returns, a hospital fire in Russia leaves 37 people dead and 20 others missing.
And back home in Lagos, Governor Babatunde Fashola meets with importers of goods in Lagos Wharf.
Stay with us.
Fun, inspiration and knowledge. That's what you get from readers, writers, publishers and the entire book world. Get some interesting reviews, events, interviews and latest updates from the book world. The Channels Book Club, inspiring you one page at a time.
Business news now. Governor Babatunde Fashola of Lagos is insisting that the wharf landing fee collected by the state government is not too much for importers to pay.
At a forum with operators at the state port, Governor Fashola explained that for a 40-foot container, 1,000 naira is not too much compared to the amount of cargo in the containers. Our correspondent Ihochi Ikechukwu now reports.
For those who import goods, controversies have long trailed how many levies, duties or taxes they should pay and whom to pay to. Now the Lagos state government wants to harmonize the manner in which these levies are collected. In here at the Adeyemi Bureau Hall alongside Ikeja, discussions centered on making the collection of wharf landing fee less of a burden. However, operators of the Lagos port have their reservations.
The only levy we collected on rock is the motor park levy. But the collection by the local government still persists.
We would appreciate if this money can be used to quickly addressing the issue of port roads and gullies along roads in Lagos State.
Having listened to the complaints, the Lagos state government assured the operators of a better administration.
The maximum you can pay under the current regime is 1,000 naira. Not so for a 40-foot container. We agreed on that. How much really is 1,000 How much is the cargo board?
As a government, we keep fighting all illegal activities that is known to us, and we know the people behind them. We prosecute, we hold them, we arrest them, we prosecute them, and we make a public show of them every time we know.
But where do all the monies collected go?
This money goes to the local governments, not to us. And if you expect service from that government, which has responsibility for your children's primary school, for your children's health care, this cannot be too much to contribute towards helping your own children.
The maritime sector is a major generator of income for states and federal governments, and forum like this one will go some way towards establishing a level playing field for all parties involved. Ihochi Ikechukwu, Channels Television News.
Now, indigents of Bodo community in River State may now heave a sigh of relief as the Shell Petroleum Development Company is proposing to pay 7.5 billion naira to those who were affected by an oil spill in 2008. According to the company, the offer was made at the ongoing settlement negotiations between the company and representatives of the community in Port Harcourt. The company says it's still awaiting the response of the community's representatives and their lawyers. Shell had accepted responsibility for the oil spill in 2008, which polluted the waterways of the fishing communities.
Well, looking at stories on the international scene now, they're accused of taking her life, and now theirs will be taken as well. An Indian court has sentenced 4 men to death for gang raping and murdering a student in the capital, Delhi. Mukesh Singh, Vinay Sharma, Ashkay Thakur and Pawan Gupta were found guilty on all counts earlier this week.
In the words of Judge Yogesh Khanna, this is a case in the rarest of rare category, as pleas for a lighter sentence were rejected. The 23-year-old woman was attacked on a bus in December and died 2 weeks later. The case led to days of violent protests across India and new laws against rape.
Today the verdict on the sentence of Delhi gang rape case 16 December is coming by the court, before the accused convict today, and all 4 accused, Akshay, Vinay, Pawan and Mukesh, sentenced to life, sentenced to till death, hanged till death. And I will go before the Honorable High Court after time, and I will also, I am ready to not go to Honorable High Court. I am ready to hang till death, but my condition is that if any rape will not create, any case of rape will not registered in Delhi and all over India, then I will not go to Honorable High Court.
You think that